tripping. Okay. But I guess I want to come at it more from the point of view of, it seemed to me like it was a very heavy Latino flavor. Yeah, we had Alicia Keys as the host, which was interesting. But
yeah, okay.
All right.
It was interesting, but we opened up with, and I thought the opening was decent.
Okay, I thought that was me. That's what. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
With Ricky Martin and everything,
and I love me some Ricky Martin. Shit bang, ooh, shit. I've been loving Ricky Martin since Menudo, so
go ahead.
I like Rick Moss. I was happy.
Menudo on ABC. Y'all remember that?
Manuki like you want?
No.
You don't remember that?
Nah, but I had the album though.
And you did look see.
It was a gift.
I'm sure it was. That you asked for, wasn't it?
Sure, it was a gift. But you listened to it.
I mean, I had a Fisher Price record player that, you know.
Oh, not the Fisher Price record player.
I had a Fisher Price record player. So.
Why you mad though? You
right.
I had the stories where it said, when Tinkerbell chimes, turn the page.
Yes, I had that. Oh, God. See? 80s babies, y'all.
Woo! Yes, I remember that. Yeah, we reading the book. Ding.
Like, we didn't just get to the final period. But all right.
But that's for kids who probably couldn't read yet. You know, it's for all age ranges. It's for all age ranges.
But you learn to follow with your finger, and it teaches you word recognition and things like that. If you read like, hurry, ring a damn bell, let's turn. Yeah.
Right.
See if we can bring that back for iPads.
That would not, you know what, that wouldn't be bad on the Kindle. That wouldn't be a bad idea. I'm sure there's an app for that.
Swipe right when you hear Tinkerbell.
There you go. I'm sure there's something that, there's an app for that. So, with that being said.
No, there's one developed now because we just gave it away. But go ahead.
Well, I know, right? Somebody we lost that idea.
We went out 20%, that's all.
That's it. But the thing is, I mean, and I'm not trying to be racial or anything like that, but was it like, were the producers Latino or something? Because it just seemed like it was a really, even down to them asking J-Lo to do the damn Motown tribute. And this is no disrespect to J-Lo. Y'all know I love me some J-Lo. But would they have been okay with Jennifer Hudson doing a Selena tribute?
That's what.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes. You think so?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so. I mean,
I don't. But go ahead.
Yeah, and I heard. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I mean, it was just. I don't know what we were actually mad at exactly. She was there and did a tribute, or the fact that she did like a whole show production Vegas style.
That's all she did. All she did was take her Vegas show and insert Motown songs.
Which is, last time I checked, wasn't how Motown was done.
It wasn't.
I mean, you know, they did the one and
right.
We steps.
You know, and I know that
they pointed and dipped low and sang to the ladies.
Right, and I mean, over the years there've been a million tributes to Motown. Like I get that, but I just feel like I don't know. And again, it's no disrespect to J-Lo, and I'm not saying that people of one ethnicity can't give a tribute to another ethnicity, but the headliner, like, had she just done part of it and then
like the beginning?
Like a little bit of it, and then we had Neo, and then we had a few other people. I wouldn't have gave a damn, and I wouldn't even cared about you throwing some. You know, when Tina Marie they sang a Tina Marie song. Right. She was a headliner on Motown. I didn't have a problem with that. I don't want to make it a racial thing. I just didn't understand why she was the it.
That's what when I heard that they were getting J-Lo and I saw it, I'm with you. I kept
waiting for them to like add to it.
Yeah,
because I wouldn't have been mad if it had been like 5 people. I mean, granted, yes. Neo kind of came in at the end, but again, it wasn't like it was equal. The time wasn't equal,
and that was the thing. It was J-Lo's interpretation of a Motown presentation. It had nothing to do for me. I was wondering what was going on. Hey, folks, we didn't see the comments. My bad.
The PO had me told me what's going on. I couldn't see y'all. My bad.
My bad. We couldn't see y'all. Whoops. That's our fault. That's our fault.
All right, we're sorry. I just didn't. I'm with you, Classic. I didn't really appreciate it being solely about Jennifer Lopez. I felt as though she thought she was in concert. This was her comeback presentation. This was her way to shine.
Are we going?
I didn't get it. I didn't really like it. I mean, to me, I prefer J-Lo acting over her singing. I think she's kind of a one tone. I
prefer her performing.
I saw her the movie Second Act. Second Act. I thought it was a good movie. I like her Second Act, The Wedding Planner. I like her in that type of movies. I can watch those movies, but to see her on stage, no.
You like J-Lo in the J-Lo frame of the We Know J-Lo. You don't need her reaching out to do nothing else.
No.
And who was that? Made me laugh. Deron. That's a good one. We gonna back up to the beginning of the
With
show.
the wrong
Okay,
thing.
Alicia Keys. She might have been high on something good.
She probably was.
Alicia was high.
And
she was high the whole time.
nobody's arguing with
and
that.
it was some good, whatever it was some good shit. She was high. Now let me tell you something.
She can afford good weed.
The part that she did when she was playing both pianos was homage to what's that? The black pianist that played the two pianos. What's her name? Oh shoot.
And I just watched that.
I did too. Scott. Something Scott.
Come on, y'all.
But that was great. And I mean, I ain't never taken that away from Alicia Keys' talent as a pianist, and that kind of, and a songwriter.
Pianist.
A pianist, yes. He said Alicia Keys did relax with her voice. Hazel Scott, thank you, Lady V. Yeah, it was Hazel Scott. I knew it was an H, but for some reason I was going to say a different H. But yeah, there were parts of the show that I appreciated. Don't get me wrong. I didn't think the overall show was a bust. I just mean from the point of view of the just it was a heavy Latin flavor.
It was.
Hey,
it was.
Hey girl, what's up, Views of You? Now my favorite performance of the night probably was Cardi B and Janelle Monáe.
Okay, I'm sorry. I can't get on the Janelle Monáe train. I don't even want to go to the station. I'm just like, okay.
Well, damn.
I kind of appreciated her artistic when she first came out. Her artistic.
Mm-hmm. Well, she's identifying herself as pansexual now, so she's doing a lot of.
So.
Yeah,
I'm still like
that cause you make sucky music. I just don't.
I'm still like, and
yeah, I think she's just confused. I
just threw it out there, my bad.
I don't care who you have sex with. I don't care.
Yeah, I don't care.
I
just can't get on the train where I can't come to the station. I don't even want to buy a ticket. I don't even want that shit riding past my house. I don't even want to hear the choo choo from the train from 4 miles away. I just cannot do Janelle Monáe.
What century did you just dive into, son? We don't use coal no more. You know that, right? We don't use coal no more.
What in there shoving in that damn train?
Yeah.
Using wood. It's
okay, then.
That's how far back I don't like her music.
I mean, I'm gonna say this.
I'm not
a Janelle Monáe stan. Like I heard people saying that she got robbed for album of the year and all that. And I don't say that. I don't think all that. I do like Janelle Monáe. I remember when I saw her at Essence. She was at Essence the same when I went to go see when Prince was there, and Prince came out on stage with her. It was great. Now that was like a great moment in like a jam.
Thank
session.
you, Views of You.
What she say?
Thank you, boo. I'm not a fan of hers either.
Well, thank you, boo. Yeah. So I mean. Okay. But anyway, for me, those were two of my favorite performances. I like the Dolly Parton tribute.
You know what?
I did like that.
Okay, I like some Dolly. I like Dolly. Her song Jolene.
I love Jolene.
I had never really listened to the song until she did a mix with Pentatonics.
Of course you did.
Yeah, that's my girl. I love Mr. Pentatonics.
All right.
And do you know Pentatonics, one of the original band members left, and the guy that got to replace him is actually not only from the area, not at the same time, but he graduated from high school that my daughter did. So it's a local boy in the group now, so I really got to follow it. But that's when I first heard Jolene. It's a nice song.
I like Jolene.
I did like Dolly Parton. I liked Diana Ross. I liked her performance. I thought Miss.
Yeah, a View of You said she loved her energy with Prince, but that was it. Yeah, she definitely had something with Prince. It was definitely
who Alicia Keys.
I cannot see that.
Okay, I was just checking.
If I could see that, I wouldn't be looking at it on my phone. You don't have to call out that I'm blind. You don't have to let everybody know that.
Because it's right. I mean, all right.
You see that? Can you see that?
I see that. It's right. Yes.
Anyway, moving on.
And honestly, after Diana Ross, I don't really remember anybody. I think I stopped watching.
Diana Ross. I'm not a Diana Ross fan. Y'all gonna hate me. I don't care.
I
put Diana Ross in the same category as I put Beyonce. Yeah, I'm just not a fan.
Yeah, no,
I don't dislike her.
You was gonna say that.
I don't dislike her. I respect the things that she's done, but I'm not a fan.
But in all honesty, I have to agree. But I'm just saying, of all the performances I saw that night with the Grammys, Diana Ross, her and her hair came out,
and that chiffon. She still got chiffon on that stage. She had so much damn chiffon in that dress.
Happy birthday.
It's still chiffon. Happy birthday.
Who birthday is it?
I don't know.
It's on your phone.
She covered it up.
Kiss my ass. Ooh, you make me sick.
Happy birthday.
Little baby 245, happy birthday, boo. Mwah.
Reach out and touch somebody.
Like they had Ashford and Simpson. They had Simpson, she was in the audience with
Valerie.
her son. They didn't even like acknowledge. Like I just felt like it was so much more they could have done with that Motown moment.
And Valerie Simpson is a musical
She wrote half them
legend.
damn songs that we singing.
Yes.
Now I will say this. In defense of the Grammys as a whole, they are doing a totally separate 60-year anniversary for Motown. And I promise you it won't be...
Who gonna be there? J-Lo?
I don't know. They haven't announced that
Enrique
yet.
Iglesias? Mark Anthony? Juan Pablo? Who gonna be there?
Daddy Yankee.
Daddy Yankee. Wow.
Georgia, Florida line.
You know what I'm saying?
What's your boy, Mr.
Willie
305?
But they will mix it up, though.
305.
They will mix it up, though, because when they did their other tributes, like to Elton John and stuff, they did have people from all genres. So they will mix it up. But just in their defense, they are going to give Motown like a whole probably 2-hour 60th anniversary special.
We're doing that 25-year anniversary double album
On
show again?
Yeah. They're going to do it on BET?
No, it's going to be on Channel 9, on the same channel
Really?
CBS, the same channel that the Grammys come on. Yeah,
really?
absolutely.
I'm going to say with BET, it's going to be 45 minutes long. That's going to be commercials.
Well, we're going to see it for 3 weeks, though.
We'll review it because I want to say they said next month, but don't quote me on that.
And I will say this: on my way to work Friday morning, I heard them play a little snippet of Jennifer Lopez, and she was remarking to what people have been saying about her doing the tribute to Motown, and she said that Motown music speaks to everybody. You didn't have to be black to appreciate it.
And I respect that. She's true.
She said she grew up. Her mom listened to Motown. That's why she loved a lot.
And that's
of
what
stuff.
I'm saying. I don't want to make it seem like I didn't.
Right.
I had a problem with J-Lo being a part of the tribute.
Right.
I have a problem with her being the tribute.
Right.
That's all I'm saying.
Right.
I don't have a problem with her being a part of the tribute
the problem
at all.
is with whoever produced the show.
That's why my question was. Who were the producers? Because even if you look at the whole show, there was in my opinion, a very heavy Latin flavor to the whole show.
Yes.
But that's just my opinion. Because,
I'm not going to lie, because when I first turned it on and I saw the opening act, I'm not going to lie, I had to hit the info button because I did think, I was like, well, damn, is this the Grammys or the Latin Grammys?
Right.
I did have to check.
I'll be honest with you, I just did.
Like the Motown tribute, everybody should have been inspired to pull out album covers.
Right.
And like
the download should have skyrocketed on iTunes. And none of that did that.
It should have been like a bunch of bands in the audience, like rolling weed, like right there, putting froze on. With bell bottoms.
And that was the thing. There was no bell bottoms. There was no froze.
There was nothing. Now, I did
we
like the fact,
back in time.
But I did like the fact that they brought in other Motown artists other than the ones we always talk about. Like, she did have Tina Marie. She did have Rick James. Like, I do appreciate that she brought in
It wasn't just the Temptations.
Right, it wasn't just the Four Tops and Supreme Temptations.
I love the Four Tops and Temptations. But, yeah, I get it. Sugar pie, honey bun.
Like, for the tribute, they definitely have to do the imitation of the Temptations Four Tops dance off.
And get no audition to do it.
They can't get back together to make money.
They can get back to what?
They can't even get back together to make money.
That's a whole nother
That's another podcast for another day. All right, so let's go. Moving on. Liam Neeson.
Okay.
Wait a minute. Just in case y'all been living under a rock.
All right.
Liam Neeson, while he was, what is it? What's the comment? God damn you. What is it?
I'm like grandma.
No, they had a very heavy Latin influence. That's what Lily Baby 245.
Right.
Yeah.
D Prince. What up, girl? She taped the Motown. Oh, they taped the Motown special the same week. It won't air until March, right? So I thought it was next month. So
hopefully,
we there.
Hopefully,
J-Lo wait till after Black History Month to do Motown tribute. All right.
I have about that too, but okay.
All right,
Liam
Neeson. So for those of you who've been living under a rock, Liam Neeson, while he was out promoting his new movie, which looked like just another version of Taken to me, somebody does something to somebody, his family member.
What's this?
It's called
Liam Neeson. It's
Cold something.
And they're going out to he's going out to get revenge.
He's not direct to DVD.
Right. They're going out and doing revenge. He's getting revenge on the person who
Cold Pursuit.
And so in the interview, and it was overseas, so maybe he thought it wasn't going to make it to the US so he could get away with that shit. I don't know. But he said that 30 years ago?
Roughly 30 years ago.
A friend of his was raped. And the only description that the woman had was that it was a black man. Mm-hmm. And so he said every day for however long, like a month, he would go out of his house, basically looking for a black man, any black man, to basically exact his revenge. He said he used to carry those batons that you can flip out and retract. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
He said he would carry one of those. Now, I think the only thing that probably saved some innocent black person is that he was fucking in Ireland, and it ain't that many black people in Ireland.
Right, I'm like...
Well, he said that he wasn't looking to go necessarily hit one, but he was waiting for somebody...
He was wanting to be provoked.
Yeah,
to justify...
to him, so
attack
them.
Right, that's what happens at bars and clubs.
It happens all the time.
Somebody that goes out
right.
just looking for something.
And he said that,
that's why
luckily...
you walk through Georgetown.
He said, luckily, no one ever... He basically never had the opportunity. No one ever did anything to him. Mm-hmm. And as time went on, the feelings kind of subsided, and he realized how irrational, how wrong he was.
You think?
And he went on. I will say this. I wasn't mad at Liam Neeson for it. For the simple fact of this. If she had said, oh, my attacker was Asian, he would have went and looked for an Asian person. It wasn't like he said, oh, she told me her attacker was a white man, and I want to look for any black man or hurt a black man. He was trying to hurt what he thought would possibly be the person who attacked his friend.
No, he wasn't. He had no idea of knowing who the person was. He was looking for anybody that fit the description that he could hurt and justify in his mind, I was defending my friend. Now, you're right. Had she said Asian, had she said white, maybe. Right. But what my problem is, because again, it's what we deal with all the time. Oh, you fit the description, so you'll do. Any black will do. Now, she didn't say Asian. Right. She didn't say white. So it is what it is. She said black. Now, I love me some Liam. Right. I love me some Liam Neeson. Right. And I'm sorry that you said it. I don't know what the fuck made you think that telling that story was going to endear anybody to you. I don't know what you were thinking. I don't know why you thought that was a good idea to share that story. But my problem is, now I will say this, that the opening was the lowest premiere of his career. Mm-hmm. And they canceled the red carpet. They're not doing any promo. The movie, the company, I think it's Columbia Pictures, I'm not sure. Mm-hmm. They're not doing any promo. They canceled the red carpet. So they responded to it. But I guess my thing is, a lot can be resolved if you would just add a caveat and say, that's who I was then. I would never do something like that now. Because you're telling me something you did 30 years ago.
But didn't he say that, though? I thought he did say that.
Yeah,
that
ain't the part. He probably said it. I don't know.
I thought he.
But I don't know why you would tell the fucking story. Why would you tell the story?
Because see, that's the part. The interviewer asked him. The movie is about his character seeking revenge because harm was being done to somebody he knew, and the interviewer asked him something to the fact of, if this was you, would you seek revenge or something like that? So he was just telling a story that 30 years ago, when I didn't really have that much sense, I did have something happens to somebody, and I was a person seeking revenge.
I guess I feel like Little Baby said, ain't nothing wrong with taking stuff to the grave.
There's nothing wrong with taking stuff to the grave.
I agree, because there's some stories that I will never share.
And I'll say this, as a PR person...
Ever.
As a PR person, I would have said to him, if you want to tell this story, you should have said at one point in my time, I was seeking revenge, but I learned my lesson. I wouldn't necessarily given the details for it.
A black man?
Yeah, he could say I was looking for somebody for the description.
This client,
and he should have left it alone.
In this climate, adding color was a mistake.
Yes, it was. I'm not saying that he was right, but what I'm saying is I think sometimes we're judging him too harsh, because will we be as upset if he would have said I was looking for an Asian or Hispanic or something like
probably
another white dude.
Let me say this.
Will we have been upset?
Let me say this. Maybe not, because I'm not a part of that group. But if I were a part of that ethnic group, I probably would.
Right.
So I hear what you're saying. I get your point, but I guess from where I'm sitting, I just feel like there's a point that says do you feel like it's okay to tell that story, says something to me about maybe where you still are mentally. And I could be wrong. And I don't, Whoopi, y'all know I love me some Whoopi. Right. Whoopi said that Liam Neeson is not a racist, that she know him, and da-da-da-da. Now, I always have a problem with somebody qualifying what somebody is or isn't, because you don't know. You know what people show you. You don't know what people are.
She's like, Annie should have waited when he didn't have a movie coming out.
Right! I know that movie company mad as hell at him, because you know how much money they said that's the lowest premiere of his career.
They are not going to make that money back.
They're never going to make that. And Liam Neeson, it's going to take you a minute. I ain't go, now we forget shit, we move on, but it's going to take you a minute. Like your next movie might not do too well either, depending on how far down the road it is.
Right. You will be the next lead on CSI before you come back to the movie again.
Dead Corpse number 1.
I'm just
be like, ain't that Liam Neeson? But no, you're right. There's gonna have to be some penance.
They're gonna have to pull a Jeff Goldblum move.
There's gonna be some penance made.
Start doing commercials and be on CSI, and then maybe make a movie after that.
Okay.
He go. I mean,
but your point. I hear your point of view. I hear your point.
I'm really not trying to defend him because I think about it. I think of we as everyday people. If something happened to somebody.
Everyday people. Okay, I'm sorry.
If something had happened to
this show does not even have a soundtrack, man. Ain't nobody playing music in the back, nothing.
If somebody had did something to somebody that we love, then human instinct is to react.
I can agree with that. I do. I agree with that.
And I'm not excusing what he did, whether it was 30 years ago or whenever. I'm not excusing it. I'm just trying to say from his point of view of what he was saying and how he felt at that moment, I truly do understand. I really do understand. I'm not saying that it's right.
Thanks, Vega. You said a good combo.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
I'm not saying that it's right. I'm not saying that it's excusable. Right. I'm saying that I understand his emotion that he's saying he had at that time. I do believe he did say he said he's thankful that
he didn't do anything.
That nobody. He said because did the rape happen in Ireland?
I'm just, I was just joking. I don't know because he's from Ireland, but I'm just joking. It could have been London. I don't know. I know it wasn't the U.S.
It was somewhere in Europe.
Yeah, because he wouldn't have had no problem finding a black person ready for a fight. I'm just saying.
He got his ass beat. He would have been a Liam-Neeson.
I don't know if he got his ass beat though. He said he had a weapon. So
okay, I ain't even gonna lie. I know people who had weapons got their ass tore up.
So. Well, yeah,
right.
That happens. It does happen.
They're armed and
and not dangerous.
Woo. Yeah, armed and stupid, but
and got the brakes
beat off of them.
Woo. Brakes, old chains, tires rotated, and got a new license because it was a wrap.
So I'm just saying, I think sometimes we need to kind of pull back and look at the situation and figure out if it was you, what would you have done? And I think a majority of us probably would have reacted the same
Random
way.
TV reviews.
Hey, what's up, girl? That's my girl right there. Thanks for coming in. All right, so I hear you, and that's why I love this show because that point is valid. Now, my next question...
Because if it was me, I'm not going to just walk around with.
Well, we already know you would have... We know what you would have done.
Hopefully, we got more details of a description before...
No, she wouldn't have. She wouldn't have. Nope.
I know, I would have. No, I would have. I would, because I don't believe in being...
on the roof like you high learning.
I don't believe...
You know good well me would have been like, they was black, I'll be right back.
No,
that's it. That's all she would have needed.
Like every dude in DMV would have had to just stay in the house for 5 months.
No, I believe in justice serves. I wouldn't have been out for a random dude, but
anyway, moving on before you indict yourself.
I'm not. No.
Are we canceling Gucci? Gucci
was always canceled for me.
I don't. What?
Well, as they said, that we're not talking about the Gucci that you get down on Canal Street at the hairdresser. We're talking about the real Gucci, stole Gucci.
I'm not necessarily a label person, and
I am, and I must, I am. I'm a label person.
But Gucci was never my label,
that's it. Gucci was never my label. I am a label person.
And growing up in DC in the 90s,
and the older I get, the less of a label person I become. Why? Because I'm old, broke, and got a mortgage. But
But I mean, it's one of them labels where I wouldn't miss it. It's not to me. It was never that important. Gucci is flashy to me. They do have
Gucci was tacky, so it was never on my radar. Baby.
Yeah, I just
my thing is this: I've never been, even when we were younger, because we say this all the time, but anybody that's new to us, full disclosure, we grew up in DC in the 80s, 90s, the drug culture, the drug dealer, the whole labels, name brand, like that was a part of what we grew up with. Gucci was never my thing. That doesn't mean that, but the question though is, so granted, none of us are Gucci people, but the question is, I think the valid point is, if there are more black people in the room, mistakes like this don't get made. Because that same turtleneck, had they used different colors, would not have had the same effect. But to do black with the red lips, if you don't see, how did that get past so many people to the production floor? You know what I mean? People that has to go through.
Like how to get past marketing.
And that's what T.I. is saying. T.I. is like, look, I'm not saying we're gonna just never ever buy Gucci again. He's saying let's have more people of color in the room so we can have the conversation, so things like this don't fall into the cracks. Louis Vuitton has their first black creative director. I think last year he was named the first. He was the first black creative director, and I just think when you have more people of color in the room, these things don't get lost.
Like when you say stuff like that, I picture whole building, there's only like one black person, like in
Right,
the entire,
right.
Yeah,
in the
like,
entire
yeah.
place. It was like just one black person.
My issue is this, and part of me, I'm on the fence, and this is what I struggle with. While I'm glad that Louis Vuitton finally got their first black person above the ceiling, you know, it's fucking 2019. Why are we still counting the first black anything? And that's the shit that irks me. And sometimes I feel like we need to stop trying to fight to get behind their doors and create our own buildings with our own doors, with our own shit. T.I. said he spent 7 figures with a month or whatever it is buying Gucci. How many black designers, do you step over to get to? How many black designers do you step over to get to get the Gucci? And honestly, I really don't think it is an issue of, how did it make it through marketing? I think they should say, let that shit fly. And let's see if they react to it. Because a lot of our boycotts are temperamental and time stamped.
We're gonna get to that next.
We're gonna boycott for the weekend. What the fuck does the weekend do? We're gonna boycott to the summer.
Well, first of all, again,
like boycotting we did back when it was $5 a gallon.
Right. First of all, boycotting means nothing. I told we're gonna get to that.
Yeah,
our topic next is gonna be the NFL. But my thing is with no end with this. You got to give me an end game when you talk about a boycott, and that's why I say if the end game is we're gonna ask them or demand of them that they put more people of color in the room, I'm cool with that. Now, at the end of the day, and Lil Baby brought up a good point. Prada did it. I think Katy Perry, her design line, she had some shoes that looked like blackface. But here's what's funny. Beyonce wore a pair of shoes that looked like blackface. Who the fuck canceling Beyonce? I bet y'all ain't gonna cancel her.
She had a dress with that image on it as well.
Was it a dress or the shoes? It was a dress.
I saw the dress.
Then I'm thinking about the dress. Courtside at a basketball game, but ain't nobody talking about canceling Beyonce. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's all, we're going to pick and we're going to choose what we do. My only issue is, and I think I hear your point about people probably saw it, but if there are more people in the color that can speak, in the room that can speak up to say, hey, because at the end of the day, it's about money. If Gucci, and it's also, again, what people think they can get away with.
Question.
What is the question?
So the parole officer said, so is it black? So is it black people's responsibility to school non-blacks on what is appropriate and not?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Because here's the problem.
How we
you don't know.
If I was insensitive
black outrage is a new marketing tool.
Well, that's not true. You know what? That's true. Because remember when Megyn Kelly made the comment about the blackface. Now, Megyn Kelly, we know who she is. She comes from Fox News. She is what she is. But at the end of the day, what Megyn Kelly said is how white people think. What's the big deal?
I bet you Today's Show wish they kept Tamron Hall now.
Well, yeah, they regret that. But that's the thing. The question, but that's the point. It's like, well, what's the big deal?
Well, they ain't fired.
It was 50 years ago. It doesn't matter now. I just want to be Beyonce for Halloween. What's the problem? And that's what people need to understand is that it's beyond that.
You can be Beyonce for Halloween because think about it. 30 years ago, 50 years ago, when black women were dressed up to be Marilyn Monroe, we put on the blonde wig.
We didn't do no white face.
We put on that little white baby doll or whatever dress to do a little famous scene. But we never painted our face white.
I saw a meme with Weird Al Yankovic with all of his album covers. When he was Michael Jackson and Coolio and all. They were like, and this is how you be a black person without black face. Like you look at the album cover, you knew who the fuck he was.
The man's won Grammys.
And we, as a people, we like Weird Al Yankovic. We love his music.
Right.
Just eat it. Just eat it.
I ain't lying. I used to love me some Weird Al Yankovic.
Yes.
My favorite one is the Coolio one. Because he did that.
Paradise.
Paradise. He did that.
He did that.
My thing is, yes, again, Lady V said, yes, it's our responsibility to show them we matter. If we say nothing, it's like saying, oh, well, we don't care and it doesn't matter. So Black History Month should be a 1 month convenience, not a national everyday. I'm not going to call her the PO. That was D.
But I will say this. Okay, first of all, we assume that there are no black people in their room. There's a possibility there are black people.
No, they weren't at Gucci.
Well, I'm not saying in the Gucci room. I'm just saying in that proverbial room.
In the Gucci room.
In the Gucci room. But in the proverbial room, sometimes I do believe
wallpaper. Good.
In the Burberry
and the Prada carpet.
There are people, not so black, but of color, non-white people who know that it's insulting of what they're doing, but who may feel as though they can't or not going to speak out with the fear of losing something. So sometimes it could be people of color in that room, but don't have the strength because they may be the only ones there who don't want to say anything.
So then I'll add the caveat: people of color in the room with power.
And that's the thing about it. We need to put
like
the right
at
people
Louis
in the
Vuitton,
role.
and that doesn't mean Louis Vuitton will never make a mistake. But like at Louis Vuitton, when they have the black man who's the creative director, again, that doesn't mean that there won't be anything that comes out where I'll be like, for real, Louis.
Right.
But at the end of the day, I agree with you. You're right. You have to have feel the authority to say something.
And if
but I think it needs to be in the
by
room.
next year, he's out.
And at the end of the day, do we really think this is really going to impact Gucci in the long haul? Hell no, it's not. But I do think that people understanding.
Is that who's really holding us down, Gucci?
Not at all.
Is that,
and your point is
that
valid.
what's helping the movement?
And your point is valid. And T.I. said it, and he probably should have said it before he was dropping 7 figures at Gucci. But he said we need to start investing in black designers, and he actually listed on his Instagram page like a bunch of black designers. Now here again, I say using your platform for good, even after maybe you were someone who participated in that, like somebody. Like a T.I. who has spent millions of dollars at Gucci saying now, you know what? I'm realizing now that probably wasn't my best move. Mm-hmm. And here are some black designers that we need to support. Like, I'm okay with that. I'm not saying that makes everything all better, but I'm okay with that. And I'm going to get to you in a minute, D. I saw your comment, and I'm going to address it in a minute. But did you want to say something else about Gucci?
No.
Okay, so the question was about Black History Month being that 1 month versus being a conversation all the time. And let me say this, as an educator, in my classroom, it's always prevalent. Like, it's not, I don't wait till February to talk about how Black history, what the effect was. We talk about the Buffalo Soldiers during the Civil War. We talk about the 54 Regiment. We talk about stuff they've never heard of before. Nat Turner.
Right,
the past.
I really don't think it should be Black
past.
history. It should be Blacks in history.
Right.
Because our history, especially in this country, is American history.
Right.
There's nothing in this country that has happened since the dawn of the Black person in this land that has not had a Black person's influence on it.
I agree.
So it shouldn't be Black history. It should be Blacks in history. So
right.
But I will say for myself, again, I can only speak for myself. What I do during the month of February is probably 90% of my class time is focused on bringing my students, because I have a mixed group of students, but bringing my students history that I feel like it's my responsibility to share with them things that they don't know. So we don't talk about Martin Luther King. We don't talk about Rosa Parks. No disrespect to anybody. But we do talk about the Children's March. We talk about the Deacons for Defense. We talk about the Black Panther Party. We talk about the Nation of Islam. We talk about people that they haven't heard of. We talk about Claudette Colvin.
Not the standard 10 that
right, because I'm not, and again, it's no disrespect to those people, but they already know who those people are. So why am I going to constantly and continuously perpetuate the story you already know, the narrative you already know? And now there's certain names that I used to teach about that I don't anymore because they know. I used to teach about Emmett Till. I don't anymore. No disrespect to Emmett Till and his story, but the kids are getting it now. They're getting it in different places. So when you come to me, my job...
Good.
My job, and I feel that my job is to give you the history that you don't get. But I do the same thing. I do the same thing in U.S. history when I'm teaching. I mean, that's what I teach. That's one of the subjects. That's the main subject I teach right now. But I do the same thing. My students learn about. We talk about. Did you know Woodrow Wilson was part of the Ku Klux Klan? Oh yeah, yeah. Did you know that? Did you know? Like, we talk about the things that you're not gonna get that. Well, so I don't. So to answer the question, do I think that? I do believe it should be a national conversation. The problem is everybody doesn't have the tools to create a national conversation all the time.
I think if we just start talking, I was upset because, not upset, but I'm like, really? So the short one is in the 8th grade. Mm-hmm. It's Black History Month. Tuesday, they're going to the Holocaust Museum. Okay, that was my thought. And I ask him every day, what do you learn about, Black history? Oh, we haven't talked about that. We haven't talked about this. Why can't you take these kids to the Holocaust? Yeah, they're going to the Holocaust. When they first did the permission slip home, and I asked, why the Holocaust Museum? The Holocaust Museum.
Now, April is National Holocaust Remembrance Month. Take them in April.
They're going.
And as somebody who used to take her students to the Holocaust Museum every year, you can get in the Holocaust Museum. Now, let me say this: they probably couldn't get into the they probably couldn't get into it because one, they've stopped taking, unless you know somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody, they've stopped taking large groups because the demand was too big. This is just off the cuff, y'all. And two, with the shutdown, it put them even further behind. So they may not, that the Holocaust Museum may have been the backup plan because they couldn't get in to the African American. And I'm not saying that makes it okay. I'm just saying that's the only thing I can think of.
Well, no, he said they had been studying the Holocaust since January. So I'm like, why, like somewhere mid-January into January, so why were you filtering the Holocaust into Black History Month? Yeah, I think it was a way for him. I think it was a way for him to kind of get around doing anything for it. So I am going to email his teacher, his principal, and ask his principal,
what the deal is.
Yeah, we 19 days in. We'll come Tuesday. We'll be 19 days in.
Into what?
Black History Month.
Oh, I'm tripping. I was like,
and
what?
Y'all haven't done anything.
Into what? My
no
bad.
programs, no nothing. So yeah,
not the arbitrary school assembly.
Right.
No assembly. I can come teach some stuff.
Oh, Jesus.
Well, I would pay money to see that.
Yeah,
I would take all.
But my thing is, and I agree, a comment was made that social justice is everybody's responsibility. It is, but I don't want it to be done in an irresponsible way. I agree. Social justice is everybody's responsibility, but the people who have the tools need to teach other people so that they can take those tools and go somewhere else with it. I feel like, again, I do teach the Holocaust. Mm-hmm. And there's actually a book that before you leave, it was a book about it was a jazz band, and they were performing in Austria when the Nazis took over, and they were in the concentration camp. And their story was actually because they actually got out. Eventually they got out, and they came back to the U.S., and they were telling people in the U.S. what was going on, and people didn't believe them. They were like, y'all crazy, y'all tripping, it didn't happen. And then when
everything came out,
then it was just like they were validated, and it was actually a story written. Their story was actually written. But anyway, another conversation. So there were black people in the concentration camps. Now, come at it from that angle, I'm cool. I feel like, though,
how do you tell them, like, nah, that didn't happen? Fuck, I was there.
There are people today that still say that the Holocaust didn't happen. Mel Gibson's father is one of them.
Yeah, just like people say slavery wasn't the way we interpret it to be.
I don't know how else you can interpret slavery.
Well, we have that. That's their window to servants. It wasn't as bad as we thought. They did us unjust because they brought us out into the woods and gave us homes and shelter and food and gave us a work ethic. This is what I've heard.
I wish somebody would say that to my face. I probably would.
And they gave us Jesus.
And they gave us Jesus.
And they gave us Jesus.
They gave us Jesus. All right. So, yeah, that's Gucci. We'll revisit it because by next week won't nobody be talking about Gucci anymore.
I will say this about the whole thing. You know how I feel about the whole segregation and desegregation thing.
Yeah.
I think this is another reason why we need to come back and re-examine our roots and find out what is really important to us. We as a community, as a people, need to stop chasing labels. We need to stop chasing that popularity of what's going to make us, we think, look good and feel good. Chase what matters to us today and tomorrow. Gucci ain't gonna get it. Louis Vuitton, they can hire the black they want. They're not gonna get it because the thing is, since they've hired him, like you said, one, they put a timeline on. If he don't do something great by this time frame, he's gonna
have to be magical.
Yes. How many other executives have they hired since him, or was he that one black person? Yay, we did
unicorn.
it. Yes. So we need to stop. We need to stop seeking acceptance, and we need to stop seeking validation from the people who.
But we've got to stop.
Who systematically through history has put their foot on us.
I don't disagree with that, but when and again, I can point the finger at myself in some ways, but we have to start utilizing black businesses, stop asking for discounts, and sometimes it might have to take us out of our way, but we need to seek out people who can do the same thing.
Right.
That we're willing to pay the next person for. Like, you don't walk nowhere else and ask for a discount, but the minute you find out it's a black-owned business or it's your cousin, then you want a discount. You know what I'm saying? And you, as an entrepreneur, you've dealt with that. I know you have.
What? Come on, man. My people's is straight, son. All the time. It's like, I'm just playing. Look here.
They always asking you for a discount.
I mean,
and I'm not in the industry. We can get a discount.
Right. Really.
There's no.
There's nothing I can do for that.
And it's your money. They ask me discount it's your money. But anyway, it's something that you can actually Google, research. You can Google it.
The Google machine is great.
The black community, money stays in the black community the least amount of time of any other ethnic group.
Better preach it.
Any other group.
You better preach it.
On Earth.
Mm-hmm.
On Earth.
On Earth. Earth. Did I say it the right way? Earth.
I want y'all to think. I want for all 7 people that's in this room right now. Woohoo! 7 people. I want y'all to think about in 1 week's time how much you utilize a non-black business. Getting your hair done, getting your nails done, your dry cleaning. When you're looking for a caterer, when you want to go out to eat.
What's your bank?
When you go, where you bank, And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that everything is equivalent, and I'm not saying that everything you should do, black. But like Will Face is saying, when you start looking at where we put our dollars.
That's
It
why
doesn't stay in our community.
That's why there is a such thing as a Chinatown,
Sure.
Little Italy. There is right off of the Capitol. There's a large Korean community.
Mm-hmm.
The stores that are there,
Even though they stole
they're a
Chinatown.
They're a part of.
Another day.
They're a part of actually a committee. They won't any other business that comes in because I was there with new system for credit to take credit cards. They was like, nah, it has to go to the council. And since you're not part of the council, you're not a merchant. Basically, you're not one of us.
Yeah.
We ain't talking about that. Ooh,
We're
that
not
wall,
coming to talk about it.
girl, the
So-
wall, the girl, the wall.
But I would say this
So,
though, and somebody,
yeah.
and I had a conversation with somebody, a
That's
good
what
friend
we're
of
gonna
mine. I'll call her Miss A. But Miss A and I were talking, and she made a valid point though. So while we, as consumers, take our dollars, our black dollars, and reinvest into black-owned businesses, okay, yes. However, the black-owned business owners, the black business owners, when they take their dollars, they go out and buy Gucci.
Yeah.
So
we're trying to emulate what they do.
But what I'm saying is, okay, so I'm a black consumer. You own a business. You're a black owner. I take my money. Instead of me going to over here to get us the goods or service, I come to you to support your business, right?
Right.
But then you take the money I just gave you, and then you take it over there anyway.
I think
and
that
get
falls
to
under that falls under the category of I can't control that. I can't control what you do with your money.
Right.
I can't spend your money for you. I can only do, remember, and
But what
my 80s babies, and then we're going to get off this in a minute. My 80s babies. Remember how people made fun of LL Cool J when he supported FUBU? Remember that? Remember how people was like, right, with the commercial and all that?
Yeah.
And he was supporting a black business as a black man using his platform. And y'all remember how he got, because I remember FUBU. What he couldn't get up. Nobody else wanted to have him endorse them. And when you look back on it now, like, wow, wasn't he, like, should we not have heeded that leadership and said, wow, this is what we should be doing. It's supporting black designers and black businesses.
Now, on the other side of this, I will say this. I support businesses. I try to support businesses that I feel welcome and I like the goods or services they provide.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
If it's black, then yes, even extra bonus.
Right.
But
And I'm not saying allow yourself to be disrespected or your money not be respected.
Right. And I think that's sometimes
No,
what people
no,
fall
I'm
not
under.
saying that.
Yeah, sometimes I think people foolishly fall under the thing of, oh, you should always go to black business. I've gone, and I'm not saying all, Lord knows, I'm not saying all black business, but I've gone to some black businesses where the professionalism there is just not there.
Yeah.
Where the goods and services are just not there. And
That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying utilize a bad business just because they're black, but there are a lot of quality businesses that I just think we don't go out of our way to seek out.
Yeah.
Right, that we don't seek out. All right. That's a great conversation, but while we talking about, I'm sorry, I'll let you have the last word. I'll let you have the last word, Face. Go ahead.
No, I'm just kidding. Especially in my industry, which is, I mean, with this financial services, it's mostly Asian,
Right.
for one. And when you're talking to another black person, it's like, whatever. But I'm like, I'm trying to help you.
With your money.
With your money. Like, I'm not taking anything from you.
Right.
Any other community I talk to, anybody else I talk to, it's like, it's automatically like, oh, okay.
Do you feel like that the same thing you said when you talk to your black customers? Do you feel like if you had a white man with you or an Asian man with you, you feel like they would have listened to you differently or respected what you were saying on a different
No,
level?
it'd been better if I just say, hey, this is who I'm working for.
Right. And that's that mentality. That's the mentality.
This is who I'm working for.
And that's
So
something
there's
we need to
somebody
get
else
rid
better.
of.
Right.
Yeah, that's
And
something we
it's
definitely
like-
get rid of.
Now, while we're speaking on